Everybody, welcome to my channel, Be Free Now with Maria. So today I'm going to start out with, well, I just grabbed the top card, but I'm going to start out with this deck here, The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, and I picked a card on top. So let's see. It says, be impeccable with your word, and then it says, realize the power of your word. Wow, this is interesting. I feel like I got this card recently. It says, your word is the power that you have to create. It is a gift that comes directly from God. No, I know what it is. I got a card and it made me think of the power of our words. So it's so interesting that this should come up again, or at least that I'm getting this card when I think it was my last video where I thought about the power of our words. So, all right, I trust the universe. I don't think anything is by coincidence. So this is what I got. This is what I'm working with. And clearly there's more to say on the topic, which is what I'm thinking right now about the power of our word is not only, oh my gosh, like we can say, right, that it's, like this powerful thing that we use, right? Like this tool, our words, but they're like life-changing powerful, because what we say is based on what we believe, and what we believe is directing us at all times. Life is mirroring us. In other words, it's mirroring our thoughts at all times. And what we are seeing, right, is based on the way we have experienced life. And the thing is that we take that as truth. In other words, that is our truth. That's like our Bible. That's what we live by. That's what we go by. And that's what we use, right, to express the words that we use. And I remember now in that last video, I was talking about how I shared actually how I would, when I forget something, say, oh my goodness, I'm so stupid because I forgot, X, Y, and Z, right? Negating the fact that it's okay, that it's, part of the human experience, and how that, right, affected me. But that's just one example of many ways that I have used my words to my favor or not to my favor. The way we all, use our words is super, super important because they're creative, right? They are based on our foundation. They're based on what we believe about ourselves. They don't just come out of nowhere. They come from our experiences and what we believe to be true. And if our words aren't serving us, then we want to make sure, right, that we are paying attention to that so that we can make a U-turn and that we can start using words that are servicing us, that are uplifting us and aren't basically dogging us out, like having us do things that hurt us. In other words, if we believe negative about ourselves, let's say, for example, right, that we're not enough in some way, then we're going to hold ourselves back and we're not going to go for what we want, right? We're going to start using words like, I can't do that because I don't have this. Well, I can't do that because of this. This is only for this group of people. My situation is different. And we start creating this conversation, right? These words that we use in conversation that aren't supportive or don't guide us to how we can do something, because we get stuck in how we can't do something. And we want to, right, shift from that because it is not bringing us to where we want to be. And it's also negating the fact that we don't walk alone, right? That there's something bigger and greater than us, but not only a synchronization to life as in relation to, right, the card that I picked and what it makes me think of, but also to our dreams and our desires. In other words, we have dreams, we have desires, we want to accomplish certain things. Well, that's not a coincidence, right? That's not like, oh, just some like thing that just like whimsically, we want or we think of. No, that comes from within, right? What we're drawn to, what we're attracted to, what we desire is coming from within. It is something that is calling us. So when we think, I can't, or we start speaking in ways where we defeat ourselves before we even get started, we cheat ourselves in some way, right? We cheating ourselves out of the opportunity or the possibility, right, of having this experience or creating this thing that we want to create for ourselves. So how we use our words, how we speak, not only about ourselves, right, in one way, but in all areas. It's not just, about how we see ourselves here, but how we see ourselves across the land. In other words, if we think that, we're not good enough for this, then it's going to translate into we're not good enough for something else. It doesn't just stop here, it spreads. So we want to be able to recognize it so that we can contain the situation and start, right, looking at what we're saying and shifting from any dialogue, using any words that aren't supportive of our innate, or internal desire, within, when I say internal, right, it's this these desires that we have from within, these dreams, these things that we're gravitating towards. It's not by coincidence. They're a part of us. They're part of our journey. We want to acknowledge them and we want to listen to them and honor them. Like we want to honor our divine self. The same way we are honoring, not all of us in particular, but the way in general, people may honor something divine outside themselves, honoring something divine within themselves, right? Because we are created from something bigger than just what we can see, touch, taste, feel, and smell. So we want to honor that and we want to praise that part of ourselves and we want to figure out a way to align with that part of ourselves and with everything that we feel in connection to that. Meaning everything that we're feeling from within, that we aspire to, that we want to have and to express, and not to hold ourselves back or use words that stop us from going there, from achieving that, for trying that. If we mess up, then that's okay. If we fail, then that's okay. All of it is okay. It's all good because it's all part of the journey. That's really what it is. It's not good or bad. It's all good because it's all part of the journey. And we are here to grow, and growth, sometimes can be painful, sometimes can be challenging, sometimes can be easy, but we take it all for what it is. And we learn from it, right? And we speak words, words that take us in the direction that we want to go into, as opposed to the opposite direction, or that put us down in any way, shape, or form. All right, so before I go any further, I do want to pick a word from my bag of words and see what else I'm inspired to share. All right, oh my goodness, I got 2 words. All right, so, confidence and curiosity. Love that and love it twice. Okay, so here's why. Curiosity, we'll start with that. When we live life from a place of curiosity, we're going to be more open to learning, to growing, to failing and making mistakes and so forth. We're curious. We are willing, right, to take on that experience, right, to learn, to take on that experience. And the more we do something, the greater our confidence, right, can become. Because when we fail, right, yes, we don't feel good, but we also learn something from that. And then we try again, we try again, we try again. And over time, what we start to see is that we are capable, or that we are getting better. And that builds our confidence. So the more we try something, the more we put ourselves out there, the more confidence, right, we gain, because we are trying. The less we try and the more we hold ourselves back, then the less confidence we're going to have. So we have to follow that curiosity and not fear it, because it is calling us, right? So when we think of, when I'm thinking of like not fearing something, right, then I remember, wait, if I'm curious about it, then there's something there for me. And I'm going to then pursue that, and I'm going to interpret that to mean that somehow it is a part of my spiritual journey in some way, shape, or form. And that's why, right, I'm curious about it and I want to learn. I'm looking at life as a spiritual journey, a spiritual experience, and everything that I'm being called to, right, or that I'm curious about, is bringing me in that, right, in that direction, the direction of my spiritual dreams and purpose. So showing up, right, and not allowing myself to hide allows me then, right, to, yes, experience some painful emotions, but also some growth, and that growth then builds confidence. And when we really get heavily stuck, right, in something, in some emotion, when I say in something, in some space, then we want to, right, work our way out of that. And sometimes the easiest way to start is by journaling, but there's also a lot of other resources and a lot of external resources in the community that we have access to, or can see how we can access, so that, right, we can start shifting from where we don't want to be to where we want to be. So I hope that makes sense, all that I put together, and that it gives you something new, even though the card was somewhat similar, or at least my message was triggered by what was said last week. So I'll read the message actually again for this week, which is your word. So we want to end with this, right? So your word is the power that you have to create. It is a gift that comes directly from God. A gift that comes directly from God. So we want to use it with grace. And yes, we want to be impeccable with our word. All right, so I'm going to end with that. I hope that this video helps you in some way. If it does, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to find out more about any work that I'm doing, you can check out the description down below and my website. Thank you and have a beautiful day. Bye for now.